Good morning. Will you join me this morning for a little imagination adventure? This morning I was reading Psalm 40 and I just saw this incredible picture. Will you close your eyes with me and just see yourself as a mom or dad just lifting your toddler over your head and just listening to their giggle, and then there's that pause when you just wait to build anticipation, right? Are you seeing this with me? And when you've paused just long enough and you hear that precious joy-filled squeal again. If you think really hard, you can remember yourself as a young child being lifted over your daddy's head. And just he pauses to build anticipation until finally you cannot wait one more minute. Again, Daddy, again. This morning I was reading Psalm chapter 40 and I saw God our Father, Abba, Daddy, Papa, lifting us over his head. As little children, that's who he wants us to be, right? Unless you come to me like a little child. Lifting us over his head and waiting just long enough to build that beautiful anticipation. Just long enough for us to say, again, Papa. And he lifts us up high. I want to read you those verses, but I want you and I today, this week, as we move forward, to remember and remember and remember again that God is our good Father, and he loves us with unending, undying, unfathomable love. It chases us down. His mercies are new. His compassions never fail. He is not looking for just more and more and more of us. He doesn't put us in between a rock and a hard place. He lifts us up. He loves us. He's our dad in heaven. And our earthly parents are just like us, human. And we can look and say that they failed us, or we can have deep woundings that we are working through in our lives. I know I have many friends who they don't think of parents in the same way that I think of parents because they've suffered. But I tell you that your dad in heaven is a good father. He is not angry. He is not a slave master. He is not looking for more and trying to back you into a corner. He is filled with love and everything good. Nothing dark is in him. He is light. Nothing bad is in him. He is good. He is the author of good and the author of light. He knows it completely. And today he wants to lift you up over his head. And he wants you to fully trust him. Enough that even in that moment of waiting, you are able to say, again, Daddy, more. I want to read Psalm chapter 40, just the first couple of verses to you, and you'll see where this came from. And I think it's a beautiful picture that he gave me, that he's giving you, of who he is and how he loves. Even in our times of waiting, when we are like, God, where are you? He is like anticipation. Anticipation is making me wait. And he's not talking about ketchup. Psalm chapter 40. I waited and waited and waited some more patiently, knowing God would come through for me. Then at last he bent down and listened to my cry. He stooped down to lift me out of danger from the desolate pit I was in. I have been in some pits, y'all. Out of the muddy mess I had fallen into, now he's lifted me up. Can you see it? Into a firm and secure place, and steadied me while I walk along his ascending path from glory to glory. His pathway leads upward for us. A new song for a new day rises up in me every time I think about how he breaks through for me. Ecstatic praise pours out of my mouth until everyone hears how God has set me free. Many will see his miracles. They'll stand in awe of God and fall in love with him. Blessing after blessing comes to those who love and trust the Lord. They will not fall away, for they refuse to listen to the lies of the proud. How can we fall away when he is lifting us up over his head? Such joy. Oh Lord, our God, no one can compare with you. Such wonderful works and miracles are all found in you. You think of me all the time. With your countless expressions of love, far exceeding our expectations. And you might recognize that in that was the Passion Translation. I'm just going to quickly read in the NIV. I waited patiently for the Lord. He turned to me and heard my cry. He lifted me out of a slimy pit, out of the mud and mire, and he set my feet on a rock, gave me a place to stand, and he put a new song in my mouth, a hymn of praise to our God. Many will see and fear the Lord and put their trust in him. Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, who does not look to the proud, to those who turn aside to false gods. Many, Lord God, are the wonders you have done. The things you planned for us, no one can compare with you. Were I to speak and tell of your deeds, they would be too many to declare. And it reminded me so much of a verse in Ephesians 3:20. Now to him who is able to do. God is able to do. Your Father in heaven is able to do immeasurably more than all you could ask or imagine. He's just holding you up there with that brief pause as you wait for him. He is building anticipation. And you are saying, again, Daddy, more, more. He's able to do immeasurably more than all we could ask or imagine, according to his power that's at work in us. So this week, know that his miracles in the past are not history. There are miracles today and miracles coming in your future. And he is a good, good Father. And He is building anticipation. It's going to be a great week.